Hey, what up? Eric O'Brien, Way of the Warrior, talking UFC 155. It was an event that was not as bad as UFC 149.
Be formless, shapeless, like water. Now you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. Now water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friend.
Okay, so what did we learn on Saturday night? We learned that if you want to make sure that you save a card, you make sure that Jim Miller and Joe Lauzon are fighting, because I would have watched 100 rounds of that. Have you seen the photo of Lauzon after the fight? Check it out. What an awesome match. That flying heel hook was amazing. The last second guillotine was amazing. Jim Miller looked fantastic. I love these two guys. And this is another fight like with the GSP Condit fight where I really don't think there was a loser. Yes, technically in the standings there would be, but that was a win-win for everybody involved. Cain Velasquez and JDS, a much different fight. Cain looked fantastic. Junior looked like he didn't really want to be there, and of course the heavyweight curse continues, as the most anyone has defended that heavyweight belt since its inception is twice. Randy Couture did it twice to Pedro Izzo. You had Tim Sylvia do it, and Brock Lesnar do it. Since then, hasn't been done. So the curse continues. Is it interesting? We'll talk about that too. I'm not really sure. I like the dominant champions, GSP, Anderson Silva, John Jones, Jose Aldo, those sorts of things, but it is kind of fun knowing that the guy holding the strap in the heavyweight division won't hold it for long, and whoever goes against him probably is going to walk out with the belt. So there's two sides of that coin. We'll talk about it Friday. As for the middleweights, it was a scary night, as we had a lot of contenders that became guys that really won't have an impact until probably halfway through 2013 when they get a couple more wins under their belt. Tim Boesch had a pre-existing injury of some sort and came into that fight and got owned by Acosta Philippou, and Philippou, while he beat him, didn't really look that great. And Okami and Belcher, the rematch from 2006, more of the same. Okami taking Belcher down and sucking his will to live out, which derails, of course, Belcher's title contention, and we saw what happened when Okami went up against Anderson Silva, so nobody wants to see that either. As far as middleweights go, a very scary proposition. And we've got Anderson Silva, who just signed another 10-fight deal, so hopefully more super fights than fights in his actual division, because there's not a whole lot left, and if you don't want to fight Weidman, I guess Bisping in 2013, and then something a little bit more interesting. We are talking this week about the middleweight division. We will do that in Way of the Warrior on Friday nights at 6 o'clock. We're also going to talk about the lightweight division, what's going to go on there. And who do you want to see Anderson fight? He's got 10 more fights. Probably not going to do one fight a year because he'd be 47 by the end of that. So 2 fights a year, another 5 years, should be interesting. We'll talk about it all this week. Way of the Warrior. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Have a great new year.